What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And today what I wanted to cover was, will Bitcoin crash to zero? Every single time Bitcoin dips, especially after it's gone up for a little bit, everybody starts to jump in and pile on the fact that this is not going to last. This is the time it's going to dip. This time it's going to dip significantly, or this is the time it's going to crash entirely. So I wanted to touch on that today and really kind of go over, my thoughts. Obviously, anything I suggest or say is not financial advice, but it's a strong opinion. I believe quite strongly in the science and the mathematics behind Bitcoin. So I wanted to cover some of the things that Bitcoin has gone through over the years. And is there a possibility of the price ever reaching $0? So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right here into the charts. Okay, so this right now is the 1 month chart of Bitcoin. All right, and so let's take a look here at what the lowest level on this chart is. And we're looking at roughly 34,000 in and around that price action. Okay, so that's over the last month. We know the conflicts that have happened over the last month, and that's where we're kind of sitting as the all-time low in the last month. But what about 3 months? Let's take a look here at 3 months. So the very low here, we're looking at around just under $33,000. Okay, so with the stock market tanking, with all the conflicts that have been happening, we're sitting here at just under 33,000. Okay, what about if we go to our 6 month period here? Well, what are we looking at? What's our low here? Yeah, still just under 33,000. Okay, so that's over the last 6 months. And if we look over the last year, we're looking at just under 29,000. Okay, if we do a 5-year span, we're looking at the bottom being around just under $1,000. And if we look at everything within this chart of what it has, all the way up until, let's see here, August 1st of 2011, we have $158. Okay, so why am I showing this? You got to think back to 2011. This is August of 2011. So we had September of 2011. We've had all kinds of things happening over the last 12 years, right? 2018, December market's not doing well at all. We've seen what happened March of 2020. We've seen what has happened with the stock market this year. We've seen and actually from November of last year to now, what's happened there. Inflation's at all-time high. Interest rates are low. All kinds of things have been happening in terms of, what the government is or isn't doing, right? Then we get into the conflict, the most recent conflict that's happening over in Europe. I mean, even if anyone had expected for that conflict to play out, they never expected the level to which it is being played out. The sanctions, the response to it, all that kind of stuff. No one's seen it coming. And where are we sitting? We're sitting here at, as of now, just under 39,000. Okay? So for those who are thinking that there's a possibility of this going to zero, I don't know what we would have to see for that to happen. And in my mind, that train has left the station so far out of that station that, to me, that's not possible. I don't even foresee us going below 20,000. I really don't. And anything under 30,000, I still think is a stretch. But that's possible. That can definitely happen. We've seen it play out where it's at 28,000, 27,000, 29,000, and around that range. So that is definitely possible. But what does it mean if that does happen? And if you guys have watched any of my videos, I've always stressed buying the dip. Right? If you've got the means, you can make it happen however much, $10, $50, $100, doesn't matter. Bitcoin is here to stay. We've got governments that have actually been putting it on in their reserves. They've moved from cash now to Bitcoin. We looked at corporations that have come in and putting this cash on their balance sheet. This is not going. We're talking about in the U.S. just with even talks about regulating and being at the forefront, having some type of regulation and being at the forefront of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So the way this is playing out, it's only going to get, the crypto space is only going to proliferate and become more significant going forward. And Bitcoin is the top dog, the lion of that crypto jungle. There's only 21 million. We've already mined 90% of it. So over the next 118 years, we're looking at around 2.1 million that'll ever be mined. Okay? So Bitcoin is not going to zero. That's my take. It's not going to zero. Get some as much as you can, whenever you can. Just keep accumulating. All right? I really wanted to stress this point out, especially as things kind of pumped, last 1 or 2 days, things look good, and then they fall right back down. And here's what ends up happening is for those who say, well, I want to wait for it to dip before I even get into it or before I add more. What ends up happening is when it dips, the mentality changes to, well, I'll just wait till it dips more. And when it goes up, the mentality switches back to, well, now it's gone up. I've missed the boat. I'm going to wait for it to dip. And look, you could buy and it could dip lower. And you could buy some more and it could dip lower. There's no guarantee to where it's going to fall, when it's going to fall, and by how much. That's why you just have to keep accumulating as much as you possibly can. All right? That's how I do things. And in the long run, that tends to win out because you're not worried about that short to midterm volatility. The fluctuations don't bother you. You're not losing any sleep because you're not investing your entire life savings. And you're doing it at regular periods. Again, whatever your means are, just invest a little bit, but keep investing and just let it grow. That's my advice. That's what I do. That's how I do things. And it lets me sleep at night. So I just wanted to share that. Just because things have dipped again, Bitcoin is not going to zero. Okay? Not at all. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found some value in this video. I hope you don't panic in situations like this. And that's what I'm here to do, right? Just if there is any panic, calm it down. And it's a good reminder for me as well. So guys, remember, tomorrow never comes. So jump in the game as fast as you can. Okay? Like, subscribe, share the video wherever possible, and comment below. Love to hear from you guys. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next one.